This is Mohammed Ramiz and you're watching Flutter Fluency. So in this video we are going to discuss about form validations specifically. So before starting the form validations, we are going to discuss about text field. So video is really important if you are creating your login screen or sign up screen. So basically we are gonna in this video we are gonna discuss or we are gonna create a login screen. uh, so basically I'm gonna change the name, or I'm gonna add the name here as directly. So we are gonna create a login screen, to be precise, having a form validations as well. So let's start building the application, but before I don't think the column looks good here, so maybe it needs to be centered here, and now it's look good. So I'm gonna add the upper padding, uh, because I don't want it should be attached with the wall. So maybe I can say that the start spacing would be 40 pixels and the size of this text would be, it would be bigger text, so maybe we can say that 26 pixels. And here I'm gonna write login. Yeah, it's only a login, simple. So I'm gonna change the theme to the roboto. Now login screen, maybe we can say login account. Okay, now looks good. So now what we want is that we want to show we want to create two text field, and each text field is having, like, the first text field would be an email and then password, and then we want a button, so that when the user click on the button, so it will be navigated towards the next screen. But before moving to the next screen, we also need to make sure that the text fields are not empty and having a valid data. Okay, so how can we do this thing? So first of all, I'm gonna increase the start spacing because it does not look good here. Yeah, now fine. And now I'm gonna insert a text field. Okay, so yeah, text field is there now, and the text field is not looking good right now here. So what we want, first of all, I'm gonna set the item spacing, which would be 25 or maybe 35. Yeah, maybe now looks good. And this text field is very smaller. It's because we have a restricted width. We don't want a restricted width, so either we can set it as a infinity width, or we can wrap this text field to a container and make it to infinity or expandable. So we can do both things. So first of all, I need to add up padding, which would be 20 pixels from each side, and we need to increase the area of the text field as well. But we will not be able to increase the height of the text field using the text field itself. So how can we do this thing? So I'm gonna wrap my text field, text field with a container. Okay, everything is fine, everything is looking the same that we have previously. Now we only need to do, we need to remove the fill color, because we want container should having the same color, not the text field having. Because if we increase the container height, let's suppose I'm gonna increase the height to 55 pixels. Now you can see the container height is increased, but the text field height is not, so we don't want to it will look like this. So for that reason, yeah, here you can see text field size is also increased, but itself their height is the same, so that's why it's not looking good. So we need to, so I'm going to remove the border, custom denser. So I'm going to remove the dense. So now you can see it's set now, perfectly fine. Now what we want is that basically, so let's add the color, different color, because I think this color is affecting by the below color. So maybe we are gonna make it to the black one. So now the below color is set, and I just wanted to see the behavior with what is going on with this specific widget. Okay, so the text color is fine, set color. I'm gonna make it fill color too. Now it's fine, now it's look good. Now you will be able to implement any color which you want. So you are gonna fill the color with the transparent, so that your container color would be acting upon, because the text field is having their own color as well, no matters what the color you are selecting. So it will be showing. Now if you select the color, so it will be looking like this. Okay, now every property, if you want any curve or any other thing, so you can only do curving or any other thing using your container, not the um, not your text field. So when you add curves, it will be now curved. Okay, so I'm gonna make that in the hint text to enter your email. Enter your email, which is good. Now I'm gonna wrap my container with a column. Let me tell you why. Wrap a widget with a column, and now column is there, and I'm gonna copy my text and I'm gonna paste it into a container. Oh, sorry, into my column. Let's move it to the up, and then make it align smaller the text by 18 pixels, and I'm gonna make it to the lighter version, and here I'm gonna add the item spacing to 12 maybe, and here I'm gonna say email address. Okay, so far so good. And the item spacing would be 40 pixels or maybe 60 pixels. Yep. Okay, now I'm gonna duplicate this thing, so it will be having a lot of space which we don't want. Okay, there are the two things which we can do. First thing is, if we want to, if we to minimize the space, first thing is either we can add a upper padding on the above one, and we can decrease this item spacing to 25, so that it will be having a like a normal or enough padding between both of these. 25 pixels is best. So first thing is we can add above 25 extra or 30 pixels of extra from the upper. Now that would be fine. The other way is we are gonna wrap our column with another column, and I'm gonna close this column, and I'm gonna close the other one and move the other one on the same column. So let's make it happen, and let's drop it. And okay, so now you see that both columns are there, and here we can simply add 25 pixels of padding. Item spacing would be 25 pixels, but let me check. Okay, so it's not adding correctly. We need to make it there. Now it's fine. So yeah, you can see that item spacing is now 25 pixels, and each spacing. Now let's change the name, which would be password. Okay, and here I'm gonna say enter password. Enter your password. PASSWORD. Yeah, now fine. So the only thing left is that if we want to throw a static symbol, so you can also add a static symbol. But if you want to if you want your static symbol should be on red color and other one would be on white color, so you can replace your widget with your rich text widget, which we have already covered in the previous video. So I'm going to replace the widget with the rich text, and I'm going to replace the widget with the rich text. And now I'm going to add another text and add space and then static symbol like this. Add a text, and here I'm going to add a space. Now I'm going to simply go to the text and change the color to the pink one, because our primary color is pink, so it's better to use the pink color. And if you don't understand how I'm changing the rich text things, so you can also check out rich text video, so you will be getting a better understanding. Okay, now I can freely change the spacing because I don't need to do anything. Everything is managing automatically, because here you can see these two are fixed, and these paddings and below padding is only adjusting. So now I'm gonna add a button. Okay, so let's make it expansion, and now we are done with the page, and the only thing left uh, is basically our text form field, our validations basically. So first of all, I'm gonna go to my text field and change the name of my text field to email, so that it will be readable when I am adding my text form validation. Okay, so this is password, this is email, and now I'm gonna select my column, this column, and I'm gonna wrap the widget which is form validation. So now form validation is attached, and form validation is coming up with the specific features. So basically here you can see all of the text field and all of the widgets which is taking the input will be showing here. Okay, so right now in my case it's text field, so I'm gonna select the text field and text field here, and now it will be validating and throwing the error which would be here. Enter your email is required. Enter your email is not required is not good, so we can say email is required, or maybe we can say password is required. And here I'm gonna set validation to email. So if the format is not good, email format is not good, so we can say that invalid email. Okay, now everything is fine. We only need to attach a form validation onto the button. So if you go to the button and open on tab, so you can search form validation, so you will be able to see, yeah, validate form here. Click here and you can select your form validation, form 1, because the form you have added wrapped onto the form, so this form name is named as form 1 basically. So your validation is now there, everything is done. So let's see what the errors we have. Okay, validate form termination. Okay, but our validation action button is trying to set the value, it does not exist dynamically, simply tap the issue. Okay, so errors are now gone. Okay, so let's reload the screen, but before we are gonna change the initial value to text field. Maybe what the name, yeah, so the name is text field, the name of our page is text field. Okay, fine. And now I'm gonna reload my screen. We have not added any navigation, we only want to see if the emails are incorrect, so we are gonna show incorrect emails, otherwise not. So yeah, okay, let's restart the application because the previous application is now running. Okay, so now here you can see that the login page is opened, and now when I click on login, so it will throw an error which is saying that password is required, although my color is not good, so that's why it's not looking beautiful, but it's totally fine, you can adjust according to your own requirement. Okay, so it's saying email required, so let's suppose I'm gonna say Mohammed here only, so you can see it's saying email is required, but when I click on now here, so it's saying invalid email, because it will be taking only the correct email address, correct email format basically. Okay, so if I'm gonna add like this, password at the rate 123, so right now the password field is not a password field, so we are going to change the password field. How we can do, we only need to do one thing. So if you can select the text field and go down, and you can select password field to enable, and now you will be able to see this icon. Okay, I button. So now when you reload the screen, so you will be able to see it's open, so you can see I button is there. So now I'm gonna add Mohammed at the rate gmail.com maybe, and here you can see the I button. If I'm gonna add here, so it will be looking like this, and when the correct email is done, so now if I click, so it's not throwing any validation error because we have not added any action, so it's not throwing any message, otherwise it's working. So that's how you can add your form validation. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you into the next one.